All right, good morning or good afternoon whenever you're watching this, ladies and gentlemen. Risk it for the Biscuit podcast. I think this is episode 21. We're back. I am Mark, and this is
Roman.
And we're here with another episode. If you're not subscribed, make sure you do that. And then go ahead, like this video, comment, whatever you got to comment. Yeah, man. I am sitting here with the reincarnation of Hitler himself.
Wait.
Right?
Mark, there's nothing you can say after this that's going to make that seem okay.
I will go into why this is, and then the people can be the judge of that. So, after church, will go get some Hibachi Express, because I'm hungry. And but I don't eat the full thing.
Right.
Because I've done that before.
It's a big portion.
Yeah. And I didn't feel good afterwards. But it's the perfect portion for you to eat half now and half later.
Mm-hmm.
And so I eat, I feel good, Sunday nap type of vibe. And I wake up because I took a nap on the couch, because I'm a human being and I live in a home and I live in America.
First, incorrect. You took a nap on the floor.
Okay,
next to the couch.
Yeah, I couldn't fall asleep on the couch. Regardless, the point is that I was sleeping on the floor and I was awakened to this individual just chomping away at some food. And he was sitting right in the area where I had left my leftovers. I mean, if there's absolutely nothing worse that I can think of that a person can do than what you just did. And so I was very disappointed. I was looking forward to waking up from my nap, finishing the rest of the food, and being happy.
Yeah.
Experiencing some joy in this dark, evil world we live in.
Right.
And you stripped that away from me.
I did, yeah.
So I just want the people to know this is a terrible human being.
Yep.
He has no concern for life.
No remorse.
Of himself or remorse. As you can see by his facial expression and the tone of his voice, he's not even concerned a little bit that my hopes and dreams were just ruined.
Do you want to hear my side of the story?
I don't really care for your side of the story because it doesn't justify the end.
Do you want to hear it?
Not really, honestly. Not. I mean, this is a podcast, so I guess you can, but I don't want to hear it. So, and now he's telling me a story against my will.
Yeah. So, I was doing homework.
You can come a little closer to the microphone so I can hear you, bud.
I was doing some homework, and I'm like, I'm hungry. And I go to the kitchen, and I'm like, I could open the fridge and look for something. But then I see on the counter, there's just 2 to-go boxes, and I'm like, wow, someone cares for me. Someone in this house really cares.
There's no way that went through your mind.
And I was like, oh. I opened the first one, I'm like, crab rangoon. Wow. I assumed it was Sanya because he likes crab rangoon. And I was like, oh, dude. Like,
yeah, Sanya, that was not home, right?
He was home. He was upstairs. Yeah, he was.
No, they were not.
He was at the time, yeah.
No, he was not.
Well, he just left, but he was there.
Home.
He was there.
Oh, my goodness.
He left, like, while you were sleeping. So I assumed it was either from him or from Mom. It didn't even cross my mind that you could have eaten out somewhere.
Well, my pockets are deep, bro.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, like, I understand your financial situation. I was like, that's not in the cards for Mark right now.
My pockets are so deep, bro.
So I just ate it, and then...
You think I can't? Right.
And then halfway through eating, I get rudely interrupted by something.
You guys... Okay, now, please, comment. Let the people be the judge.
Yeah.
Put a poll out right now.
Okay, Mark... You bring food home. What do you think is going to happen? Like, what is your game plan here?
we live.
So you go to sleep with your food unprotected. Mark.
I don't feel like I have to protect my food in my own crib.
Not your own crib. That fridge has a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah, I didn't want to put it in the fridge for that specific reason because I was literally going to eat it as soon as I woke up. There was no need to put it in the fridge. I knew
really
if I put it in the fridge, that increased the chances of it being stolen.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. No, it would decrease it because I wouldn't have seen it right there.
Bro, I have to hide food now?
At least put it in the fridge.
I'm going to put it in the other fridge.
When I'm hungry, I just like, oh, what's the first thing that looks like it could be good? To-go box.
Yeah.
To-go box has to be good.
Yeah, no sense of humanity.
No, I mean,
No concern for the rest of humans.
do you have no concern for me and my empty stomach? You already ate.
Yeah, but that's like a you problem.
You were about to wake up and overeat.
Yeah, but you see, I had a problem.
I saved you.
I had a problem, and I found this solution. My own solution with my extremely deep pockets.
Yeah.
I found it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a dog-eat-dog world out here. It's a kill or be killed world out here.
Is there anything else you want to say on this topic?
You have to find solutions yourself.
Is there anything else you want to say on this topic?
I mean, I just want people out there at home to know the kind of life I'm living right now.
Okay. I think they know.
The struggle.
Yeah, I think they know.
Just the heartlessness
of
this individual to my right. It's just I was just genuinely mind blown because it's not like, you know, I went upstairs, like took a shower, like I wasn't there. He did this in my presence.
Yeah.
My asleep body was laying there, and he just saw me, and he was like, "Yeah, no problem." Stone cold.
And I do it again.
Oh
I will do it again.
Next time I'm just overeating. I'm eating all of it in one sitting. That's funny, but yeah, that's how I just wanted to open that up because I was in just genuine shock when I awoke from my slumber. Yeah, and it was really good food.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, so
I agree.
yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Good, Mark. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
no
you
problem.
so much.
Yeah, so yeah, man, what a week. This past week, I started the no social summer, right? And I actually, so it's interesting. Every time I do it, there's this amazing thing that happens in the beginning, is that everything is real quiet up in this facility. You know what I mean? And that's what I immediately notice, and I immediately appreciate. Because, you know, when you're on social media and Twitter, like you all 24/7 are, I imagine, you know, you're just updates, news, updates.
Yeah.
It gets very loud. And for me, that's not good, because not only does it get loud with updates and whatnot, it's you know, my mind wanders into conspiracy theory land very very quickly. So I did appreciate that. And so I always enjoy taking those social media breaks. 1 week in. Overall, pretty good. If you have not decided to do it, I would recommend it. At least take a couple weeks in the summer. I think it's a cool moment because I like doing kind of things like opposite of what everyone else is doing. I feel like in the summer, you know, everyone's hanging out, everyone's posting. You know, so that's what the majority of people are doing. And so I like going the complete opposite way. Just in my brain, like, that's kind of like, I feel like it's advantageous, you know.
Yeah.
If the crowd is doing one thing and you do the complete opposite, you gain an advantage. You know, if everyone's, like, I think of Kobe, right? If everyone's out partying, you're in bed by 9 p.m. To go train twice. By the time they get, you know, you gain an advantage. You're doing the complete opposite. So that's the thought process there. But it was weird. Usually I don't feel like this, but yesterday with the no socials, not being on socials, it was just like, I just realized, like, man, like, friends and, like, people you know, like if you're not on socials, like, it's like a lot lonelier. You know what I mean? Everyone's out there, so, like, whoever you want to connect with, whoever you want to see what people are doing, you know, it's not like anyone's gonna be calling you or texting you. Like, you're just kind of so that was the only part that sucked. But I mean, and it's not only no social summer. I'm trying not to watch, like, TV shows or YouTube videos either. I'm not listening to podcasts, so that's tough. PBD went to Romania. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I saw that.
The interview.
How did you see that, Mark?
How did I see that? Well, because I go on the YouTube app to check our views.
And somehow...
Well, I also have, like, worship songs downloaded in my downloads. So whenever I open up the app, you know, sometimes it'll pop up. And a short from PBD showed up. Hey, you know...
So you clicked on it?
I didn't click on it. I have the self-discipline to not click on it. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But, yeah. So that was, I guess, no social updates week number 1. I still have a while to go.
Yeah, I feel like I should do that as well.
It helps. A little bit. And with the No Social Summer, I'm going to let you speak, but I probably shouldn't let you speak this whole episode for the atrocity you perform. You should maybe sit here and listen to me. But first week of work, man. And that's so if you want to. All right. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So that was cool. I can talk about that more a little later if you want.
Mm-hmm. Up to you.
Oh yeah. All right. So first week of work, it's finished,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a lot of like training and stuff. But now I'm like more excited. It's not that I wasn't excited heading into it, but it's just like a new experience and new people, all that stuff. So it's just kind of uncertain.
Yeah.
But after like, being there for a week, it's pretty cool. The company I feel like is like in a cool position where they're like trying to grow and expand. And so, a lot of the people there are very like, I feel like, high level, like high energy people. And I think it's going to be good for me to be in that environment. What are you laughing at? I'm sharing my experience.
I saw that.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're not. That was last week.
I know. Why is it still there, Mark?
Let's have so Roman saw my notes from last week. If you remember the tragic situation with the tragic situation. Oh my goodness, dude. We're gonna get canceled before. Oh, whatever. But. Yeah, the tragic situation that we talked about. I'm not going to delete it. It's in the notes. It's history. Yeah, I have my notes for the show
I'm not gonna delete
on my laptop. But, yeah, just do that. There you go. Okay. So Roman just saw that and now I'm completely thrown off. I was talking about my new job, Roman.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so... what was I saying? I think they're in a position to grow and be around high energy people. I think that's gonna be good for me, and I'm very excited. It's not that I didn't think I was gonna be excited, but I'm just like surprised at like how actually excited I am to work, and it seems like a cool place to work, and yeah, and I'm also excited because it is like. It's in the industry, obviously.
Wait, did you explain where you work or what you do?
I don't really want to.
Okay. Did you at least explain that you're not going to explain that? Maybe you should.
I don't remember what I explained last week.
You didn't explain anything. You said you're starting a new job. That's all you said.
Okay, well, I can explain what I'm going to be doing. I don't know if I want to. I mean,
literally anyone can find you on LinkedIn.
That's fine. I'll let them do their research. And you can connect with me on LinkedIn. So, that's sales. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I'm going to be a freight broker. Just moving freight. And I think it's cool because, obviously our dad has a trucking company or whatever. And so I've been working there for like the last 3 years. But I feel like I've known and just been around the industry, for a while. And I've been more obviously like on the carrier side of things, and so I'm excited now to be on the other side of the business, working with customers and finding people to move freight for. And I'm excited because it is like a sales job, and for the last like 2 years I've been listening to just podcasts, whatever, and successful people, and all successful people will say selling is like the number one skill. You're always selling. And stuff like that. And I've never thought of myself as a salesperson. I'm more of an introvert, really. And I really don't like talking that much.
Oh, really?
Which is very counterintuitive.
You've been talking for 14 minutes without interruption.
That's good. But and so I was always intrigued, and I knew like I don't think I'm a salesperson type, but I would like to see myself in that role and just try it out. And I feel like, in my like if I apply myself to something, I'm obviously gonna learn. Like there's no way I'm just gonna, like, even with this podcast, like I didn't know anything about anything, but somehow we're learning, slowly but surely, because I'm applying myself, I'm putting in effort. So I figure the same thing with like sales and whatnot, so that's why I'm excited, because it's something new. And that's kind of a repeated theme, is like the job is, potentially rewarding, but it's also going to be difficult. So I think, doing something new, doing something difficult, the cool thing that it does is that it changes you. You know, so like you're definitely not the same person, you know, with the same experiences once you go through it. And so I'm excited, whatever the future holds here in this company.
So what have been your 3 biggest takeaways from your first week? Or any secrets that you learned of the business?
Well, I don't know if I've learned any secrets yet. I was very impressed. I wasn't thinking about 3, but I do have a couple. One, I was very impressed.
We need to make clips, so we need good titles.
You're right.
Top 3.
You're right. Top 3. So I was very impressed with the amount of like available resources that a company, like a big company, has compared to like a small, you know, family-owned, operated business type of thing. Just like on the first day, they gave us a packet, and we signed in, you know, to like 6 or 7 different like, you know, communication things, like whatever. You know, we set that all up, and just like how the whole process and system of it is set up. That was very interesting and very cool. And even talking with like shadowing people, it's like if I forget what the I forgot what the website is, but like if you need more information on a company, it's like you pay
Crunchbase maybe?
No, it's like a full something, like full view or something like that.
Oh, where you can see like who like everone is,
and the contact information and stuff like that. I forget what it was
called. I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah, but so that you know, so I'm saying they have access to that, and it's like if you feel like this could be a good lead, no problem. Just reach out to your manager; they got it for you. You know what I mean? So like, just the amount of resources that they're willing to kind of put in is very, very cool. Yeah. And different, you know, from like a smaller company. There was another thing.
Sorry, how many employees?
I think now we're like at 2,500.
Okay, so pretty big.
Yeah, pretty big. It was gonna be along like the ways of like resources and whatnot. I forget. Okay, well I'll move on. There was another thing I was gonna talk about. So the first day, we had like a lot of Zoom calls. The founder spoke with us. That was very cool. And then also the CEO spoke to us, and a couple other like executives in the company kind of introduced themselves to all the new hires, like the whole class. And one thing I noticed about the the executives and stuff like that, they answered questions with stories. Which I thought was really cool. I've heard of people like mention.
What do you mean by that?
Like they would say, you know, what's your biggest piece of advice? Like someone would ask that, and they'd be like, and then you tell a story. You know what I mean? Like it wouldn't just be like, you know, work hard, or like be persistent, share a story. And I think that's very interesting. And also kind of like a cool thing to think about, like as you grow in your life and whatever your career, like. You want to do stuff where, you know, you can have stories, I feel like, you know, that's like, what high level people kind of lean on, and, you know, they don't just give you answers. They have stories to tell you of, okay, this happened. This is how I, you know, maneuvered it. This is how I acted in this situation, stuff like that. So that was very cool to me, because I've heard about that, but that was like probably the first time I kind of experienced it. Yeah. Where it was like, oh, I heard it, and now it's like, it's true. I had one more thing. You said 3. So what did I say? The amount of resources.
And then the stories.
There was literally one more thing I was going to say. What am I trying to say? Alongside or along the lines?
Along the lines.
Along the lines.
Wow. Yeah, I have no idea.
Give me like 5 seconds. If I don't get it, we'll move on.
Okay. While you think.
Oh yeah. Tell us about your week, pal. You're still a student, right? You're still in school.
Yeah. Yeah, I am still in school.
Sorry, I just wanted to.
I don't really want to talk about school right now. I'm having a really tough time. I barely found the motivation to do this podcast today.
Oh, okay.
I'm not doing that great.
That's all right. You'll be all right.
Yeah, not feeling super inspired or
But that's when you do it anyway. What does Jocko say? What did Jocko say? He said, "Well, you don't feel like moving the weights.
yeah.
Move the weights."
Lord help me.
All right, proceed.
Yeah, I mean, I still I did cold plunge every morning
Wow.
and stuff, but
I don't think you've explained that, Roman. Can you explain that to the people?
oh, the cold plunge stuff?
Yeah, you haven't explained to us.
Yeah, so I think maybe last year. Well, I've kind of heard about cold plunges a lot, but I think last year, I think November, right around the time when my YouTube Shorts addiction started. It's still going strong, by the way. It's a problem. But that's when my YouTube Shorts addiction started, and I kept seeing this guy showing like cold, like you'd see the cold plunge videos on YouTube Shorts, and I was like, dude, this seems so cool. And around that same time, we were finishing up our sauna, and well, actually, no, it goes back further than that. Whatever. The point of the story is, I bought a 275-gallon pallet like container that holds water, and I plumbed in a cooling and filtration system. So basically the water stays around 40 degrees. It'll get lower soon, but for now it can only go to 40. And I spend 2 minutes in that cold water most every morning.
That's the key word there, ladies and gentlemen.
What?
Most.
Yeah, I mean, today I didn't go. Yesterday I didn't go. But Monday through Friday I went every day. Tomorrow I'll go as well. Mark hasn't been in the cold pool in about
I used to go.
5 months.
There was a time, I don't remember if it was because of the cold plunge or I just got sick, and I was just like, I don't really want to do this right now.
Yeah, Mark just correlated one time and forgot about it.
Yeah, I did do it for a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll probably get back around to doing it at some point.
Yeah, it sucks. Every morning it sucks.
It doesn't feel good.
Doesn't feel great, but it's 2 minutes. It's not the end of the world. Like, you'll survive. It's no big deal. Yeah, so I still do that every morning. But yeah, it's not a fun time right now. Everything kind of sucks. Work's fine. I don't want to talk about school.
School's never fine.
Don't want to talk about school at all.
All right. Well, this is a podcast, so what are you going to talk to us about? I see you have the map up. I saw, not from social media, but from my Apple News little thing.
Yeah.
I think we got 3 cities. With the
yeah, a little bit more than that.
Whoa! Hey, do you guys know how excited I am?
Mark's very
He
excited.
didn't even give us a warning that this is about to happen. Look at this.
Yeah. We got the screen.
Now we are in competition with CNN, Fox News, MSNBC. Look at this technology. Oh! I remember what I was going to say.
Huh?
Switch it. We'll come back to it. I remember what I was going to say. Okay. I remember what I was going to say. Point number 3.
Okay.
Okay,
while you talk about that, I need to plug my computer in. It's about to die.
Yeah, plug that in. So Roman said the 3 things that I learned, right? My 3 takeaways from working at this new job for a week.
Yeah.
What I say number 1 was. Number 1 was the resources.
The second
available.
was stories.
Yeah, resources available. Second one was stories. 3, I think the big difference in today's day and age in companies, like working for a smaller company and working for a bigger company, is the investment in technology. Like, that's what separates the big players and the little guys, is the investment in technology, because everything's growing so fast, and the logistics industry historically has been very slow to adapt technology and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so, it's cool to be a part and to see with my own eyes a company that's investing in tech, and that's kind of what is making them stand out.
I don't want to take off your rose-colored glasses, but I think over the next few months, as you work there, one thing you'll also notice is how much longer simple things take to accomplish. Because, you know, at 2,500 people, it's a big company. There's some
How much
people.
Are you guys at?
I think 1,500. My company that I work at.
Pockets are deeper over here.
Yeah, I mean, different industries, whatever.
Deeper. The pockets are deeper on this side of the table.
Anyway, completely threw me off. But what I was saying is you'll find that some people, not all, not most, but there will be some people that won't let work get in the way of a good process. You know what I mean? You'll find people like that where it's like someone's trying to actually accomplish something and they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
I think you're subtweeting someone at your place of.
Yeah, I'm not calling anyone out. No. There's nothing specific. I'm just saying you'll notice that. You'll notice that there's some people. Well, first of all, you'll notice that some simple things will take a lot longer than you expected.
I mean, that makes sense with a big company.
Because it's a big company.
Yeah.
And the other thing is you'll notice, I don't know if you'll notice as much in the sales organization, but there will be some people that are just so focused on the process, everything surrounding doing the work, that they forget that there's actually people that actually have to do the work for this whole, ship to keep moving.
Well, I'll keep you guys updated on that.
Yeah.
If I do run into that.
Yeah.
I haven't yet. Not yet. I have not yet. Everything's been great so far.
It's good.
Yeah. I've been enjoying it. But anyway, those are the three things. If we can put them in a thumbnail, I think. What I say? Stories, investing in tech.
Yeah, have fun cutting those clips together, because I'm not doing that.
No, we're not putting that in. Investing in tech, stories, and resources.
Yeah. Okay, so Ukraine
and now
map.
we're back to Ukraine.
First of all, on a serious note about Ukraine, before we get into some of the fun stuff, the Nova Kakhovka dam was blown, or whatever happened, it burst and flooded Kherson.
Can you zoom in? Do you have maybe you can look it up? Let me see. What was it called?
Yeah, I can.
Because I'm not on social media. This is actually, I was going to say another thing. Well, don't look it up like that. Put us back and then look it up.
Oh, okay. We got to be professional.
Yeah. But that was one. Another thing I was going to say about No Social Summer is that I do kind of feel like, look up an article. What are you doing? Be professional, bud.
Find an article?
Yeah, find an
Mark,
article.
all my sources are on Twitter. What do you want from me?
Yeah, there should be a Wall Street or Reuters, whatever.
Reuters.
But there you go.
It was actually pretty good.
But what's it called? Like, not being on social media, I didn't even know about this. And so, like, I do feel, like, almost guilty. Like, it's good that I'm not aware of everything that's going on. Mm-hmm. But it kind of sucks that I don't know it. Yeah. You know what I mean? I feel like as a good citizen, you're supposed to be informed.
Okay, that makes sense.
And I don't want to read news articles all day. Because I don't, like, I feel like a lot of it's biased anyway. So I like reading tweets and stuff because you get more of a human like outlook on it instead of an organizational thing. But dang,
it is crazy.
Is that the blue? Is that the result of it?
Yeah. So the original light blue is the original path of the river, and you can kind of see how much it took out. Yeah.
Wow.
So 42,000 people were at risk. There's, I think, around 50 confirmed, like, civilian deaths. And then there was also multiple videos of, Ukrainians trying to evacuate people. And
Can you zoom in on that picture? See if it'll go.
No, it's not going to zoom in.
Are you sure? Just Command plus. No?
As I was saying...
Sorry.
There's multiple... I can find the videos... of Ukrainians evacuating civilians and then, like, Russian artillery landing on them.
Can we put this in the middle? Never mind. Say. We'll do it next time.
I'm sorry, when people interrupt me, just kind of...
Unprofessional on my part. My apologies. You said Russian artillery?
I was saying Ukrainians were evacuating civilians and Russian artillery's landing on them. And even Dede Pete was saying, Pastor Peter Dudnik was saying one of his friends was evacuating like this 75-year-old grandpa or grandma from their house, and I think it was grandpa, and he said, "Oh, I forgot my cat. Let me go grab my cat." And he goes to grab his cat, and Russian artillery lands in the house in front of his eyes, blows up the guy that he was trying to evacuate. So that was a very tragic situation. The reason why in the beginning when I started talking about this, I said it may have blown, it may have not, is because I was watching a video today from an independent journalist, and he was saying he purchased a bunch of high-resolution GPS or like satellite images over the past month, and he talked with a bunch of experts like in dams. First of all, because there's a lot of Russian sources saying, oh, like Ukraine blew this dam up.
Of course.
By all like accounts, because a lot of people don't understand what a dam is. These sides right here, this is basically just like the earth. It's like I don't know how tall it is, but it's how tall?
It's like dirt.
Yeah, it's just like a big dirt mound, right? So like you can imagine,
and they do that while they're building it. They put that dirt there.
Yeah.
Okay.
But basically, it would take thousands of pounds of ordnance to explode the dam where it failed. There's 2 points where a dam can fail where you can actually, because the thing is, people say, okay, like Ukraine blew up their own dam. Like, okay, how? Because you could launch as many HIMARS at it as you want. It's not like that's like hitting a windshield with like a pebble. Really? It's not gonna do nothing. Like dams are just. I don't want to lie, but I think they're like 50 feet wide, like reinforced concrete. Like there's these. This was built during the Soviet Union, and it was specifically built to withstand nuclear blasts.
Jeez.
So like you can't. The only ways that you can really take it out is with thousands of pounds of ordnance, or what this guy was saying. Ryan Macbeth, he's a YouTuber. He purchased a bunch of satellite images for the month leading up, and he was saying. Because if we look at the deep state map, if we go to Nova Kakhovka over here, you can see that the Ukrainians control this side of the dam, and the Russians control this side of the dam, right? And basically, like a dam, all it is there was a river there, and like at the most basic level, right? Because I'm not a dam expert either, but it's a river. Rivers flow downhill. It's just like a big thing that just forces the water level to rise of that river and occupy a larger territory. So over time, like they have these gates that'll open and release some water downstream, or otherwise it overfills. And the problem with it overfilling, as I learned in this video, is that it's kind of held together by gravity. Dams, certain dams are. So if it starts overfilling, water's really heavy, right? So if it overfills past like a safe point, it can just take the dam out completely. So what they're saying is it
causing damage instead of just overflowing it, it'll break it?
Yeah.
Okay.
If it completely, because there's like a certain level where it reaches where you're supposed to open the dam and let it go back down. But based on like the water levels, they went up very, very high. And it seems like it's possible that it was just a lack of like maintenance, or just like because on the Russian side, that's where the control towers were.
So they just didn't release water consistently.
And so it could be that, or they could have blown it up.
Jeez.
Fact of the matter is, it doesn't really matter which one of the two it was. If Russia didn't invade, then that dam would still be there. So. And
is it completely destroyed? I don't know. Like, is there any?
No, it's cooked. Yeah.
It's not operational at all.
No.
It serves no function.
No. Yeah, we can see some of the damage here.
So is that like the way everything is flooded right now? Like it's just gonna stay like that?
No, over the next couple of weeks, it's gonna recede. So it's gonna drain, and kind of go back to where it originally was. In terms of, but that water.
Why is it gonna do that? Like, is it?
Because it's running off into the Black Sea, more or less. So, but the problem is, the water reservoir that was held by this dam supported like the majority of the farming in the Kherson region, which is like a really big source of like revenue and like jobs there. And so there's a lot of farmers, like there's nothing they can do now. Like there's no
To
water.
farm.
They can't farm. They're like, we got to find something else to do. Like, there's nothing,
Jeez.
nothing for them to do. Yeah, so just wanted to call that out in the beginning, but also the Ukrainian counteroffensive started, so
I've been noticing that as well.
we can go back maybe
week?
to the 6th. Yeah, so you can see here Velika Novosilka. You can see here.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that.
We're starting to see, this is over the last couple days.
What
over
city
here.
is that in the bottom?
Down here?
No, on the blue.
Oh, the blue, the city, Neskuchnya and Blagodatnya.
Oh, okay.
Those are confirmed.
Those are the ones I was looking for because I saw it in an article right before this and I couldn't find them. I thought they were in the next to Soledad and Bakhmut.
Yeah.
There's another one there that we just got to.
Yeah. So there's movement here. There's also movement around Bakhmut. And there's also movement in Kharkov, like in Kharkov over here. So basically it's getting fun. It's getting a little spicy. Bakhmut, you can see the flanks aren't really, they're kind of getting pushed like this.
So are we projecting a busy week ahead or?
Busy week ahead, yeah. But the thing is, there's like a operational silence from Ukraine, right? So the
silence,
like OPSEC, operational security, where they don't release any news or any like. So basically, they don't confirm, they don't deny anything. So basically, most of the video footage we see is from the Russian side. So there was a video that came out, I think like 2 or 3 days ago of, it was like one Leopard 2 tank that was destroyed, 11 M2 Bradleys.
Us?
Yeah, like Ukrainian, they're infantry fighting vehicles. They're American. And like a bunch of other, it was like a whole bunch of equipment that was destroyed. In the Zaporizhia region, which is over here. So like obviously the Russian accounts were like trolling and saying a whole bunch of stuff, and everyone's a genius when it comes to combined arms tactics on Twitter. Everyone, right? They're nobody's been to war, but they all know exactly what they would have done and what everyone should have done. So yeah, there was that video, and all I have to say to that is, war is hell, and like if anyone thought we weren't gonna, well, first of all, it's just funny coming from the side that lost there's over 2,000 visually confirmed destroyed Russian tanks, like with pictures, right? 2,000 of them. And there's been like, four Leopard 2 tanks, which are German, tanks that have been destroyed. And they're like, oh, this NATO equipment, And the other notable thing about the footage that we have of the destroyed tanks and infantry fighting vehicles is it looks like all the troops inside, they survived. Okay. Which is very interesting because Russian equipment, actually, I should find it. It's hilarious. There's turret tosses. Do you know what this is? So Russian tanks use autoloaders, and what American tanks, or like NATO tanks, some of them now use autoloaders, but they didn't because they cared about the crew inside, right? They didn't want the crew inside to die, so they have all the ammunition that can explode. It's in a compartment that's sealed, hermetically sealed from the not hermetically sealed, it's just sealed from the crew inside. So if those rounds that are that could explode, they're going to explode outwards and not kill the crew inside. Russian tanks, it's kind of like a meme a little bit, but one of them, we can find this video here, flew 250 feet in the air. Right, and obviously no one survived that. Here it is. You can see the turret.
Oh my goodness!
Do you see that?
Yeah.
So obviously nobody survived that, right? And we actually have footage of the. I don't have it, but there is footage of the Leopard 2 tank that was destroyed, and it it didn't catastrophically destroy like like the T-72s do. So everyone, or there was obviously less casualties than there would have been, and
Jeez.
casualties are a part of war. So yeah, so counteroffensive still going, bit by bit, get it all back. So
That's wild, man.
but yeah,
That's wild. I just ready for us to be done.
with what?
Like the war and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if this counteroffensive goes well, it could. There's a lot of trouble brewing in Russia too. It's not like it's all.
As of recent?
Yeah, there's like infighting and a lot of drama. So it's going to be interesting. I'm not an expert, right? I'm a professional Twitter scroller.
Yes.
Right? That's my profession.
Mm-hmm.
I don't claim to be an expert, so I'm not going to make any judgments on how long this war will last. But I don't think it's going to be as long as, I don't think it's going to be...
It's not going to be 10 years.
I don't think it's going to be 10 years. I don't think it's going to be 2 years.
Wow.
I don't think so.
Well, we'll see. There's a lot of other factors in play.
Because what is it? What is that quote? It's like, I forgot. Basically, it's like things happen slowly and then suddenly, right? So like something builds up and then like in like one day, just like everything kind of like how does X happen? It happens slowly over time and then suddenly everything happens on one day.
Well, that's a similar thing. I'm reading the Samuel Adams book still, and similar thing about the American Revolution.
Yeah.
It started back in like the 30s, 1730s, 40s. It was building, and then boom.
And then suddenly.
So that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. And I'm just curious, are you keeping up with anything domestically? I saw Trump indicted again in Florida, I think.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the pictures of like all the. Did you see him all the pictures of all the classified documents in his bathroom?
I'm not on the socials. But
so funny. I mean, I saw it.
That's usually
really
something
care.
I would keep up with. So I'm just curious, like what we're hearing out of there. What's
I mean, I don't really know. I just saw this picture. I thought it was funny.
That's real?
Yeah, this is a picture of Donald Trump's restroom or bathroom in Mar-a-Lago. It's like a bunch of classified documents.
Jeez, what a dude, man.
Yeah.
What the heck?
I thought it was interesting. And then there's more. I don't know. There's like a stage.
Mm-hmm.
Is Mar-a-Lago a house? I thought it was a golf course.
I'm pretty sure it's a resort. Mar-a-Lago.
So he lives at a resort?
Shoot.
I have no idea. I always hear Mar-a-Lago and like it's like that thing. It's like
a club. Yeah, it's a club.
It's like
you can probably go golf there, I imagine.
Okay.
But he has a house there. What was the story? He they like didn't let him put like a certain tall flagpole, so he built a mound and put the flagpole on top of it. Like this. No, I don't remember the exact story, but yeah.
Yeah, he got indicted. I mean, I don't know.
You're not keeping up with that at all?
I just don't care.
You don't care? Him, DeSantis, presidential 2024?
I don't care.
You're not concerned at all?
Not at all.
That's interesting. That's one thing I'm missing out on. I feel like not being on socials or listening to podcasts is keeping up with what's going on.
Yeah, I don't care about domestic politics at all.
That's interesting. It affects foreign politics, right?
Yeah, it's fine, though. Like, who cares?
So whatever happens in America, the greatest country on earth that you live in, it's just whatever.
No, I feel like there's enough people caring about it already. Like, what do you need me for?
Oh my goodness, that's funny.
Am I wrong?
In a way, you're not. Let me see here.
Because I feel like a lot of people have opinions on everything. When
you don't?
No.
I'm just kidding. I don't have opinions on
like Trump got indicted. Like, okay, maybe he did something wrong. Maybe you shouldn't give classified documents out like they're candy. I don't know.
That is a good point. I'm saying, how are we just taking, if it's classified, it should remain.
Yeah, maybe give it
in
back.
Like a vault or something. I don't
know why that's so controversial. Like, if it's classified, give it back. I don't know. I don't know if that's what happened.
But so you're a fan of Biden, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, he's fine,
Oh my gosh, dude.
Mark, he's giving like so much money to Ukraine. Well, not money. See, that's the other thing I love people say for the $40 billion or $80 billion of my tax money. It's like, dude, $80 billion of your tax money was spent in like 1987 when all those M113 IFVs were built and they were donated. And then they were written off as like the cost that it, like inflation adjusted cost of what it was to produce them. It's not like the federal government's opening up their Chase account and just like going on like Amazon and buying like 50 brand new Humvees.
That's a good point.
Like,
I honestly didn't even know that until, I mean, we've been obviously discussing this.
Like, and second of all, you guys are paying taxes. Like,
all right,
write it off.
All right.
Are you giving any money to the federal government?
Hey,
like, my tax money's going. I don't want my, like, bro.
The government is
don't pay taxes.
That's the best financial advice. Don't take it, but it's true. If you're just if you're mad and frustrated about taxes, hey.
No, all these. I see it all the time on Twitter.
Don't pay them.
I don't want my tax money. I'm like, dude. First of all, how much tax money are you paying, and why are you paying so much? Like, buy a property or something. Like, write it off. Cost segregate. Flee the country. Commit tax fraud. It's simple, folks. If you're paying real money, if it's like $1,000, if you're paying real money to the federal government,
like hundreds of thousands,
you're a chump. Like, nobody's giving.
Hey, learn the game.
Nobody's giving money to the federal government.
Yeah, learn the rules.
Yeah, like if you're so upset, just stop paying taxes.
That's actually hilarious.
Am I wrong?
I mean, you're not. Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. They don't do anything good with it anyway. They're good at spending it.
Yeah.
Like if
don't give them more.
Yeah, if it was like if it resulted in something.
Yeah.
I'd be down to pay taxes. I do pay tax. Don't give me. We're about to get audited by the IRS. I'm pretty sure I pay taxes. Someone pays them, at least for me.
Someone has to.
Someone files them for me. No, I'm just kidding. But no, that's funny. That is hilarious, actually. Domestically, okay, if you're not keeping up with politics, so you don't know. I just saw this article also in my maybe you can pull it up. Yeah, I don't know if you read this, but
which one? The first one?
Yeah.
Oh, the Chinese spy base. You think this is real?
Well, it's Wall Street Journal.
That means nothing.
I stay subscribed to it.
Okay, 3 days ago.
Yeah, if you want to just.
I would have to subscribe to read it, so.
Wow! So pockets are just deeper on this side. Wow!
Oh wait, so
pockets are so deep over on this side.
Hold on.
On this side right here.
China and Cuba have reached an agreement for China.
I can read it for you because my pockets are so deep.
Yeah. I mean, do we care about China though?
Well,
because they're a failing country. They're gonna disappear in like 20 years.
Okay, that's a controversial opinion, I guess. I'm somewhere in the middle on that, but I'm not a fan of them being in Cuba, I would say.
I mean, I'll fight them. Is that what you want me to do?
Yeah, well, here, let me just say. So, China and Cuba reached agreement, secret agreement, but I guess it's not a secret if Wall Street Journal was doing an article on it. All right, it was,
doesn't make sense.
Establish an electronic eavesdropping facility on the island.
Okay.
In a brash new geopolitical challenge by Beijing to the U.S. And roughly 100 miles from Florida would allow Chinese intelligence services to scoop up electronic communications throughout the southeastern U.S., where many military bases are located and monitor U.S. ship traffic. If you don't know geography, we are in the southeast. So that is not good.
Okay.
So yeah, man, I don't know. I don't like it. So this is why I am a little bit concerned about domestic, what's going on in politically, because why is this happening? Why are we letting China? I guess, I mean...
who cares? Do you care? Like, do you think this is China's first attempt to like infiltrate America or get close to like spying on America? You don't think they're doing it from Mexico?
Actually, well, yeah. I think what's the theory?
I think
they're
there's
working with the cartels to smuggle in fentanyl. Yeah.
Well, that and then also there's been so many like they just have a lot of spies in the U.S. as well.
That's insane to me.
Yeah.
It just bothers me. I don't like
yeah,
it.
I don't think they're
I'm
gonna.
not a fan of it.
But like, what are they gonna do? Like, they're not attacking the continental United States. Nobody is. Surprise.
Wow.
No, like they can try,
that's
but it'd be a
suicide,
terrible idea. Like, what are they gonna do? I mean, they could steal some
Unless
of
they
our
come
military
through,
tech.
like, Mexico, Canada.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you think they're gonna attack Taiwan? I don't think so.
I mean, that's been in the talks. Apparently, it's supposed to be 2024.
Well, because here's the thing that I read, right?
Because of the elections. Our election and Taiwan has an election.
So TSMC, do you know TSMC?
No.
Taiwan Semiconductor Company. So they have a bunch of facilities in Taiwan making.
Where are we at, Taiwan?
50 minutes.
Jeez, longest episode ever.
Yeah, no. I think our first episode longer.
It was not.
So TSMC, they have a bunch of factories in Taiwan. They manufacture the highest quality, most complex computer chips, right? It's a fact. Everyone knows that. So the problem is, if if China invades Taiwan, those facilities are at risk, right? And those facilities, like the level of complexity, there's only like a couple hundred, like the factory workers, like you couldn't just put any factory worker in there to work on those chips. Like they're very highly specialized people that work there. And those factories, like, if there's like I remember reading, if there's like a human hair or like a piece of dust, like it could ruin like a bunch of stuff. So like if they just start bombing Taiwan, they're for sure like that's the biggest reason, or not the biggest reason. I don't know Chinese politics, but like I'm assuming that's like a very big part of why they want to invade is because they want that technology for themselves, right? So if they do invade, like.
I feel like it's 2023, man. Negotiate.
Yeah. I don't know. See, but the other thing is, I don't know Chinese politics. I don't really know. I don't think they'll invade because they saw America and the like Western world's reaction to when Russia invaded Ukraine. And the other thing is,
wait, you're saying they won't because?
Yeah. Because everyone thought in the beginning that. Oh, well, actually, I mean, this is kind of what Russia thought. Oh, we'll invade. 3 days. We'll have a new regime. The West won't even have time to react, right? But then they, I think a lot of people didn't think about this, but, doing like a multi-pronged assault of a large area with like, hundreds of thousands of troops is actually very difficult, and things go wrong. Whatever, it's actually hard. First of all, that's the one thing that
especially when pockets aren't as deep.
Yeah, so they learned. Russia learned that very quickly, and then the other thing is, nothing takes 3 days. Like so they won't be able to invade China or Taiwan very quickly.
Wasn't built.
Yeah. So I mean, I think, and so, you can see the amount of military aid we've given to Ukraine.
Haven't we started giving military to Taiwan as well? Wow. Are we still recording?
Yeah.
All right. Wow.
No, we've been giving Taiwan military aid for a long time. We've sold them a lot of military equipment, and they have javelins, and they have a whole bunch of fun stuff. Yeah, and then also China would be doing a sea invasion, like of an island. Everything's
so we're not concerned.
I mean, I'll fight them.
So folks at home,
someone asked me.
Hope you feel better knowing that. If anything goes wrong, you got Roman to fight for you. He will fight all your enemies.
No, I won't.
Just China.
No, I'm saying I'm saying that
if there's beef with you with the United States.
No, if I get
you're enlisting.
Yeah, we're enlisting. Yeah.
That's are we letting the world know that or?
Well, that's what I keep telling every military recruiter that reaches out to me, because they reach out to me like every other week.
Really?
I'm like, listen, if you can get me boots on the ground in Ukraine, like I'll enlist, And they're like,
what do they say?
One of them was like, ha ha, and the other one was like, yeah, I don't think that's possible. I was like, Sorry.
Jeez, I did not know that. That's news to me. That's crazy.
Yeah, I keep
you tell
telling
people that.
Yeah, because I'm like, they're probably gonna, it's not like a real possibility.
Yeah.
But if it is, I'd like to know, and then I'll enlist.
That's actually wild. But yeah, okay. I'm just kind of relying on you and this podcast to keep me informed on domestic stuff because that's what I'm interested in.
I'm just gonna keep lying. I'm just gonna make up news.
You're like, Trump's already president.
There's been a military coup in Washington D.C.
I'm walking around like, guys,
why isn't everyone freaking out? I just keep feeding you fake information.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but that'd be funny. I'm just interested to see what's happening next. I'm not necessarily like, I don't think I'm a Republican, or like a Trump guy. I just really am America first. Like, just, that's why we love Joey Diaz, his rants and stuff. I just really love America. So just domestically and like whatever happens in the U.S., I just want someone who's actually gonna, take care of us. A strong America, I think, is better. Well, for us, obviously, because we're living here, and for the world. I think just one last subject, and I think we can wrap it up. It's kind of been a long one, but and I saw this yesterday, and I first looked into it. How what?
How did you see this, Mark?
Similar thing to what was the other story? It was on my Apple News. When you swipe all the way to the left and it comes up on the column. All right, but
okay. Just making sure I'm keeping you honest.
Listen, I looked into this, and at first I was interested, but then after I looked into it, I was like, bro, this is so dumb. But I want to know if you have heard anything of it and what the Twitter world is. Because I saw this, again, I opened up YouTube, and I saw the Pat McAfee show have a clip on this. Pat McAfee is a sports show. Aliens.
Yeah.
So what are we hearing about them?
I'm hearing, I think next week there's going to be some news. Like a bunch of stuff supposed to be declassified or something like that. I don't remember.
Okay, no, but did you hear the story about the alien that these people saw in Vegas? You didn't hear about Vegas?
No. You know what I did hear?
What
a bunch of, I think it was F-16 or F-35 pilots.
There's no internet connection. That's good.
Yeah. So what a bunch of F-16 pilots would do to like UFO sightings. So they would be flying somewhere like, in the continental United States. And an F-16, if it's idling, it's very quiet, right? So what they would do is they would see like some people like, having like a campfire or something. They would, idle their plane, and then they would like fly right above them, and they would go full afterburner and just up like, and so it's like this crazy noise that comes out of nowhere, and it's going like 1,200 miles an hour, so it's like really fast. And then they would see the next day like UFO sightings like around that area where they did the thing. And they said they would do that all the time.
That's hilarious. That's actually so funny.
Yeah.
But no, so this article I saw, basically these two guys were working on their truck, and they heard something, and basically this dude, it's like body camera, like police, like the police took this seriously. And so when I first like read it and stuff, I was like, dang, like that's crazy. They said they saw like these 10-foot tall creatures, like stuff like that. And I was like, geez, but it turns out this happened in May. And it's just now. So I'm like, dude, if it happened in May or April 30th, well, what am I supposed to do with that? If the aliens are here, they're here. This happened 3 months ago. What are we talking about? You know what I mean? So, I had a different theory about aliens a while ago.
Okay.
But it's actually, it's not going to take that long to discuss. We could probably discuss further later, but basically, if you look at the Bible, well, first of all, the Bible, if you look in Revelation and in Isaiah, Daniel, it does talk about creatures, that if you would put that in an AI generator, they look very alien-ish, right? The creatures that have eyes all over their body, stuff like that. And so the way Siri... I don't know why Siri... Oh, we're back on the internet. But if you look in the Bible, so there's 3 heavens, right? The first heaven is like the sky. Second heaven is the whatever, and the third heaven's where God is or whatever. If I'm wrong, then don't crucify me. I'm just roughly explaining this. I'm not a theologian.
Yeah.
And so my theory, because the spiritual being, like angels and demons, operate in the second heaven.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm correct, I can already just imagine people. No one's listening to the end of this, but if someone was listening to the end of this, I can already imagine the rebuttals. But so my whole thing is, if we do see aliens, it's gonna be demons kind of revealing themselves in like the end.
Yeah.
So, and they'll be able to deceive, or aliens are pretty much just demons. That's it.
That sounds like a plausible theory to me.
Yeah. It makes sense. If there's three heavens, spiritual beings operate in the second.
Yeah, I don't think they're good. Like no one says like, "Oh, aliens, yes."
Yeah, no one's excited. They're not wearing. I think everyone knows.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, and Solomon said there's nothing new under the sun. So,
I think Solomon's a pretty smart guy.
I would say so. If history records it as that.
Yeah.
But I was just gonna touch on that. I don't know if you heard about it, but
yeah, I think I've definitely heard stuff about it lately this week. I remember. No, I don't think I saw any news articles about it. Definitely think it's interesting.
Does it matter?
But again, I don't care.
I think
with most things.
If it comes to it, me versus alien, whose pockets are deeper? Come on, dude. Whose pockets are deeper, bro? Like, my pockets are so deep.
Mark, I think
the alien can't go bag for bag, dude.
I think you think you're a lot funnier than you actually are.
I'm hilarious. This is fun.
And don't ever hit that table again.
I keep forgetting. That's my fault. Party foul.
This is so much more comfortable.
It is. I should
it's like this.
Look into that.
No, like this. Just sit here.
Yes. Just depends on the depth of your pockets. All right. Anyway, I think this has been successful. I've had fun. It's the longest episode in history. Thumbnail real quick before we head out. I think it's good. I think it's a good thumbnail. Ooh, you got a peace sign on the thumbnail?
Yeah.
You got a little peace sign action on the thumbnail? All right. That's it. Make sure you're liked and commented and subscribed. If you have any questions, I would say ask them.
And I will not respond to you.
Roman will not respond to them. I'll look at them, but I'll have to look up the depth of your pockets before I answer them.
Yeah, when you leave your comment, comment and then net worth, whatever,
We're so dumb. But I think that's it for this week. Hope you guys have an awesome week, blessed week. Stay safe. Crazy world we're living in. But day by day. Any final words of encouragement for the people?
Words of encouragement.
Just let us leave. Let us leave in peace, or say something.
Life is hell. When you're in hell, keep going. How's that?
All right.
Motivational word.
All right. Keep going.
It's my vibe right now, Mark.
And again, risk it for the biscuit. Make sure you take some risks, I guess, with your life.
Mark, you know what? We haven't talked about whatever the name of our podcast is. We don't actually talk about it. Why is this a topical podcast? We should be talking about risks and stuff.
Well, the risk is going to come when we bring on guests who've taken risks.
Right so for now we're
just hanging out. We're having fun. Okay. We can't have a silly goose time.
No, we can.
When your pockets are a certain depth, you can just kind of do what you
want. Okay, I'm stopping the recording.
All right.